Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Shy episode 3, in which kinda hard to tell what's gonna happen, because Shy is very episodic so far. We don't have anything to continue into from episode 2, right? It didn't end in with a cliffhanger or anything of the sort, so we can't really predict what's gonna happen exactly. But let's maybe talk about episode 2 first. In episode 2, we have met our villain. Singular so far, although I believe there might be more of them eventually, but right now it's just a single villain, looking like Mephisto from Arknights. So, immediate parallels to him. And he has the power and the desire to open up people's hearts, which is a very nice thing to do if you look at it just from the level of opening people's hearts, right? It's a very nice sentiment. Problem is, rather than making people open up easier and share their traumas, their anger, their whatever, he makes them manifest. He turns people into monsters. Monsters who are those people's dark side manifest. That's how I would look at it. Right? Rather than opening someone's heart and having them share their grievances with the world, he turns those grievances into strength, into power, into some sort of mutation that changes the person into a monster, gives them oripathy and whatnot. So, sentiment is nice, but the way he's going about it, not exactly. The first victim of his, first direct victim of his, because the hospital was probably also his deal, although I can't be sure about that, was Koishikawa Iko, the girl who Shy saved on the roller coaster, but she believes that she didn't save her because, sure, she saved her life, yeah, but Iko ended up hospitalized with in a coma with a broken leg, etc., etc. So of course, Shy believed that, oh, she must hate my guts. Thankfully, not the case. And that episode gave a lot to both of them, to both Teru and Iko. Iko had a chance to go through her grievances, her anger, her angst that she had bottled up inside of her, and Shy Teru had a chance to see that, hey, Iko doesn't actually hate my guts. Actually, she's grateful. So it kind of gave her a boost, I think, a little bit of an ego boost, confidence boost that she so desperately needs. It was also kind of sort of revealed that Shy, as much as she has the power of fire, kind of sort of, I think, maybe, I don't know, she also has the power of heart. Instead of just fighting Iko, pummeling her, ripping off the chunks of crystal from her and taking the ring, she worked with Iko through her grievances, through her traumas, to the point where Iko was no longer influenced by the powers of the Mephisto boy. Because she no longer had that grief in her heart, because she was able to work through it with Shy. Shy is the first that I've seen, at least, a psychotherapy superhero. That's how I would describe her. It's a very interesting approach. Very interesting. Instead of just beating the monster to a pulp and maybe recovering the person inside, she just works through it with that person and saves them on more levels than one. Not only on a physical level, she saves that person from being a monster, she also saves them on a psychological level. So Shy is truly a hero of the heart, I think. Uh, Anything else happened? No, I think that's it. What do I expect from today's episode? Ah, one more important thing, I guess, is that Iko now knows Shy's true identity, that she is her classmate. So that's gonna be a little bit of a burden of Shy's heart as well, because now she has someone to share that secret with, someone that isn't a space shrimp. That is. So that's gonna help her, I think. Maybe, probably, possibly. Although that might very well put Iko in danger, we don't know how big of a deal that secret identity is in this world. Is it a super big thing? Is it not a big thing? It's not like we have had any supervillains up to this point. So I don't think secret identity is that big of a deal in this setup. I don't know, we'll see. What do I expect from today's episode? Shy and Iko, or perhaps Teru and Iko, hanging around, talking a little bit about Shy's superpowers and what's the deal with that. And I have no other expectations, honestly. I don't know where it's gonna go. Maybe some fighting, maybe some other monster will appear. I don't know, I'm not sure, it doesn't really have to. This series doesn't strike me as purely a monster of the week kind of series, so kind of hard to tell. Maybe Shy is gonna get into some trouble with the Unilord because she revealed her identity. That could be a potential plot point. Maybe Iko is gonna get into some trouble because of that. I don't know. We will see about that, right? So how about I just stop talking now and we start watching. To do that, you'll of course need your subs to follow along. And I ran out of disk space. But I'm back now. You're gonna need your subs, as I said. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on, and I'm also gonna have to ask you guys for support the channel monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with all of that out of the way, we can start watching Shy episode 3 in 3, 2, 1, go. A date with Iko? Yeah, seems like a date with Iko. Well, the left one looks kind of bent. Or at least it did in that one shot. Okay. There we go. This guitar at the start really reminds me of that like early 2000s light rock. I can't remember any specific bands, But there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that. I know because I listened to it. Used to, at least. No subtitles for the opening still. Wonder when we're gonna meet all those other superheroes and those, I assume, supervillains that are working with Mephisto. Do we have his name? His actual name? I keep calling him Mephisto. Stardust is everywhere, isn't he? No, she's running out of energy. Yeah, I can relate. She's running out of social energy. Yep. Really? And she starts spiraling, of course. Let's hear the cringe. Oh, that's a knee slapper. That's a real knee slapper, Shy. Yeah. Uh, Teru really needs that outside perspective into of what she's doing. Your brother. I mean, I can see that. Do you have no choice into what outfit you have? Yeah. You're the Robin to her Batman. I mean, Robin was also a superhero, so doesn't really work, but you know what I mean. He's lost. Is that a Zweihander? It doesn't look double-handed. Okay, now it does. I guess it is a Zweihander. Or bring him to the information booth and have them issue a, say through the microphone and through the speakers that the boy is lost. Yeah. Help them? No, be nice. Okay. Okay. Shy got herself a fangirl. And I admire you. Eh. They are very good influence on each other. They really are. Yeah, it's been everywhere all over the city. Oh, okay. So I guess revealing your identity isn't that frowned upon. She really likes superheroes, simple as. Oh? Are they in trouble? Okay, that's gonna be a chance to meet him. Bring a CD or something to sign it. Uh, 24/7, in fact. Of course, she's drunk. Oh, okay. Okay, sure. I guess he's more of a Punisher than Superman, huh? Shy. Oh, right. Do you have to make this hand motion? uh, okay. And it's gonna be worth it analyzing that ring. Yep. mm. Stigma. Okay. We have a name for him. Opening people's hearts, haven't you heard? Yeah. And we have the thing from the opening. That's the Unilord. She's the Zordon. Okay, so they're not gonna get in trouble, it seems. That's good. Oh, it's the what we in Poland call Ukrainian borscht, it seems. Borscht with potatoes, um, beans, some like carrots, entire pieces of beetroot. Yeah. Okay, of course. What's the geolocation on the image gonna say, though? I wonder. Hello, Stardust. Don't you dare steal Shy's girlfriend. With empathy and heart. It's the heart opener. Yeah, probably your negative emotions, negative feelings. I guess they are a sort of a ring, true. Yeah, right. So I was correct that it crystallizes the negative emotions, the dark side of a person. I killed my friend. Okay, I guess that also works. His head. Oh. I mean, it is a way to detach the ring, of course. I said as much in the previous episode, even, that instead of going for cutting fingers, Shy just went to understand the person, understand the monster. Hmm. I mean, it's not like stigma attacks directly. I mean, yeah, that is fair. Yes. You are the hero of the heart, not the hero of the punching. You don't need to be physically strong. Okay, those are very high stakes. Wouldn't that leave Japan without a hero then? Mm-hmm. But they represent the positivity. Okay, that explains why Shai wasn't able to henshin. Training. I mean, sparring is like a regular, good, and proper way to learn. Yeah, it's fair. Hmm. Yeah, Shai really is at a disadvantage here. She doesn't fight with her fists. That's not how she saved Iko. And we have a continuation to the next episode. Okay. It stopped being episodic. Cool. Can we expect anything after credits? Probably not. Wait, it's still unknown how many episodes Shy is gonna be? Huh. Interesting. Actually, let me look it up in some other sources. Maybe on Mal? No, unknown amount of episodes. Okay. Interesting. Could it be that it's a weekly series that goes on for like 80 episodes or however many? It's odd that we are at episode 4 right now, I believe, and we don't know how many episodes it's gonna be. Interesting. Let's watch it again. Yeah, that shrimp is gonna blow up her cover even. I mean, it basically did right now, but I guess, you know, cartoon, anime, whatever rules, and her cover isn't really blown. Or maybe they're just looking at her panicking. Can other people even see? I mean, Iko can see the shrimp, so other people probably can too, unless it's only the shrimp who decides who can see him. First outing with a friend. I cannot get over her hairband looking like some sort of a medical device. Every time I see it, my first instinct is that, oh, she had her spinal cord severed and she has an implant there, and this is a brain interface that allows her to control her legs. Or, you know, something along those lines. Or maybe it's a really advanced cochlear implant, or something like that. I can't look at it as just a hairband. It really always looks to me like some sort of a medical device, something that interfaces with her brain directly. I love the scar on her eyebrow. Pretty much the only. Most of the time, the only characters you see scars on in anime are male. You don't really see women and girls with scars, unless it's the archetype of a, you know, battle-torn, muscular warrior lady. Then sure, she might have some scars, but on the daily you don't really see that. And I like that she has that scar. What she went through didn't go away. She didn't magically just get perfectly fine, perfectly better to the stage she was in before. There is still some remains of it to remind us that she went through a near-death experience. Cool. I like it. I really appreciate it. That left leg is doing something alright. Characters in this show have spindly limbs as it is, and hers is just doing the wiggle. Okay, so apparently the power of the ring isn't entirely negative. Sure, it turns you into a monster, but it can make your leg get better, so I mean, maybe we can study this technology and use it for healing. Well, that's a possibility. And they're gonna have a nice day at the mall. Looking at dresses, looking at... What is it? I think it's like a nail polish or some sort of keychains or something. And yeah, Shy is having a lot of fun, but it also drains her. I can relate. I can fully relate. I like going out there and, going through a shopping mall and having fun with my friends or even alone. But when I come back home, I need to rest for like 2-3 days. Then I can engage in in social activities again after I'm recharged. So I can relate. And yeah, that's a real knee slapper, but of course it reminds Iko of what she did. But you've been through things like what happened the other day so many times. I really like their relationship. I really like the effect that Iko has and will have on Teru. Teru lacks that outside perspective, right? Nobody else knows that she's a hero. So the only person to judge her performance as a hero is herself, and she's a very harsh judge of that. Having someone who knows that she's a hero and having that person say, hey, you did a good job actually, is really gonna do wonders for Teru. I really like the addition of Iko. The outfit is embarrassing, that explains why she's always blushing. And sure, I guess it looks a little bit embarrassing, maybe. Uncovered armpits, Zettai Ryoki. At least it has no boob window or something like that. Then again, it again raises a question of the technology used. Does she have any sort of an impact on her costume? Can she change it, maybe? That question appeared with her jetpack, right? Did she make it? Was she given it? Does it all just magically appear with the bracelets, like in any sort of magical girl kind of show, or like in Symphogear, for example, right? The characters in Symphogear don't really have any control over what kind of gear they're gonna get in the end. I mean, the kind of control where if your gear is based on a sword relic, then you're probably gonna get some sword shenanigans. If it's based on a bow relic, you're probably gonna get a bow. But besides that, I mean, Hibiki's weapon, Hibiki's artifact for her gear is Gangnir, a spear, and she doesn't use a spear. So there is that element to it. Probably how it works. We know that it like manifests their heart. So I guess the outfit they get and the powers they get are the most suitable ones for their heart, whatever that might entail. Your only friend who knows Shy's true identity. Yep. And she's really into it. She's really into superheroes. Interesting that Teru forgot that she also told about her secret to Iko's brother, right? Because she did. She was like, shh, don't tell anybody, and then henshined in plain view. I guess she forgot. Lost boy. Pattern 27. The key to solving this problem lies within your Zweihand. The shrimp likes swords, apparently. And yeah, Iko is fascinated with superheroes, so of course she would also act as a superhero. And yeah, she has experience with taking care of her own brother. My little brother said you saved him at the T1 hotel. Yeah. I guess Shy in this moment was reminded that, hey, actually, yeah, really true. And I did reveal my identity. Or maybe not. I don't know. It seems kind of glossed over that she revealed her identity to Iko's brother. I wonder if it's gonna become an issue or is it just going to be insignificant. Yeah, sure. Take the kid on around the shopping mall instead of bringing him to the information booth and telling them to issue a warning on the loudspeakers that, hey, a kid is lost. Come to the information booth to get the kid. I mean, all's well that ends well, sure, but it's usually a better idea to bring lost kids to where lost kids should go, instead of taking them by the hand and walking them all around the shopping mall, right? The kid is nice. And yeah, I totally said something Shy said in front of Shy. She really likes superheroes. She really likes Shy. This is a great scene, by the way. I'm just gonna screenshot it. This is a great frame. I love it. Earlier you said that you admired me, but I admire you too. Yeah. Mutual admiration. They can both learn from each other a lot. They can both help each other a lot. Their relationship is really, really beneficial to the both of them. And, like, highly beneficial. They're gonna get a lot out of their relationship. When you're connecting through kindness, it doesn't matter who you are. I guess, sure, in that way, humans are no different from superheroes. But normal humans don't have a jetpack on their back and, you know, and don't have superpowers, so. Stardusto. The only hero who's publicly revealed his name and true identity and is famous because of that. I guess it is a good way to gain some fame, right? Mysterious hero suddenly reveals his identity and now his real identity is a superstar. And he's one of the best heroes there are, except he has attitude issues. Helps a lot, of course, or at least that is his public image. Because Pepesha says that, sure, he's charismatic, confident, decisive, good with words, and a psychopath. I guess that would make you a really effective superhero, right? Because you wouldn't waver. Right? A regular superhero who has empathy would look at a situation and be like, oh, do I save the child or do I save the bus of 50 people? I have to save them both. So they save the child, they go for the bus, and the bus falls into falls off the bridge into the river and everybody dies or what have you. Meanwhile, a psychopath superhero, however contrary those two seem to be, would just go for the bus. Because saving 50 people versus saving one person, well, I'm gonna save 50 people. So he's efficient, he's effective, he's not going to be above cutting off his friend's finger if that's something that can save him, right? Yeah. Reminds me of. Who was it? Was it Chris in Symphogear? I think it was Chris. There was a boy who was grabbed by the noise by his legs, so his legs started just dissolving. So it was a choice: do I just do nothing, or do I cut off his legs and save the rest of his body? So I think it was Chris who amputated both of his legs and saved him. And she was then, she had issues with it. Should I have done that? Should I not have tried to save him whole? Etc., etc. But the truth of the matter is, she was decisive at the moment and saved his life. So if you waver, if you have that morality and empathy, it paradoxically might make you worse at being a superhero. So I can see how Stardust is so effective. He looks tired, man. Oh, Britain's hero. I could have sworn he's the US hero, but apparently no. Apparently he's British. British superhero. No, that's... What was that accent? It wasn't British. That's not a movement you use to refer to a ring. The first time anyone retrieved it in its complete form. Yeah, because Teru didn't go for fighting and cutting and slashing and crushing. She went for the source of the problem and solved it at the source, at the core. We're in the outer space, indeed. Stigma keeps saying that he wants to open people's hearts, but yeah, he in fact just opens the worst part of people's hearts. I really was suspicious of Unilord at first, but I really don't think I should be. I really don't think I should be. And neither Shy nor Eco are in any sort of trouble. That's also interesting. That's good and also unexpected. I fully expected Shy to get into some sort of a trouble. Like, oh, why did you reveal your secret identity? We told you it should have been secret. I fully expected Eco to get a talking to of, oh, now that you know Shy's secret identity, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. But I guess this world didn't really have any supervillains who would actually use it. Right? Who would actually want to get at the superhero by, I don't know, kidnapping their loved ones or what have you. Because superheroes in this world, superheroes in these settings would just save kittens, lift falling planes, save people trapped in debris of rubble and, you know, stuff like that. There weren't really any supervillains from what we could see. Stigma seems to be the first one. And Stigma, I don't think he really would care much about, you know, your friends. I don't think his modus operandi includes kidnapping Eco to get at Teru. No. Going against the superheroes is not his goal. His goal isn't to get rid of Teru, Pepesha, Star-Lord, or whatever his name is. Right? His goal is something completely different, so he's just gonna ignore it. So Eco knowing Shy's true identity is not a problem. Stardust's true identity being known isn't a problem either. Very interesting approach to that. Yeah, that's Ukrainian borscht. Some nice pieces of fatty pork also swimming in it. Yeah. Been a while since I had it. And of course she would want to take pictures. This borscht looks so fucking nice. I really want some borscht now. I really want some borscht. Of course, top secret location, cannot allow unauthorized photography, but we can authorize that photography. How about that? I really like Unilord. As I said, I was really suspicious of her, but I shouldn't have been. Do you like heroes? Yes. Do you think that's weird? No. Stardust has appeared, and now serious business time. I heard the ring shows a person's heart, so I worked through that heart to undo the changes that Stigma created. Makes perfect sense. It uses a person's heart as an energy to crystallize and turns it into a device that processes that into immense power, just like the bracelets. But while the bracelets use the positive emotions or they don't work, the ring uses the negativity. It uses the deep, dark emotions, the deep, dark desires, the deep, dark grievances and angst. You mean your friend? Yeah. And he cut off the finger, exactly as I was saying in the second episode, that any other hero would have done that, but not Shy. Shy is different. Shy doesn't fight with strength. Shy fights with heart. Seeing how the power of a superhero depends on their heart, Shy really has the potential to be the strongest one of them all, doesn't she? Mm-hmm. I'd like you to fight Shy, sure. It makes sense to ensure that Shy is strong enough to at least hold her own in battle, to at least be able to maybe incapacitate a monster, right? I'm not saying kill every civilian turned monster, but at least be able to incapacitate them so they don't start shit. You know, grab them by the neck, open a portal, and jump into some different area, or, you know, stuff like that. So, of course, that physical strength matters, but it's not the core of how Shy does things. That said, he's not incorrect here. Of course, Pepesha has grown too attached to Teru, so she wouldn't be able to fight her seriously. He's a complete outsider to their whole relationship. He has no feelings for Teru, no bad feelings, no good feelings. He doesn't know her, so he's gonna be able to fight her all out. I'm gonna become stronger, yep. Are you ready to quit being a hero if you lose? How does that work? I wonder, do you just give up your bracelets and hope someone else picks them up? Is it that the moment you stop being a hero, a new hero is born in that country? Or is Japan just gonna be left without a hero? I wonder. Multipurpose room, section 3 in Space HQ. These rings we use, they're connected directly to our hearts, and they manifest your heart's desires and your heart's strength. And your transformation will be undone if you feel like you can't fight anymore. So as long as you have a will to fight, those rings will give you the power you need. Stardust is extremely experienced with using his heart because his heart does not waver. It doesn't waver with emotions, it doesn't waver with empathy, it's completely still. No matter what happens, do not interfere. If you even take a step forward, she lost. Yeah, Teru really is at a lost position here, I feel. Because she's not able to cut off someone's finger, for example, right? Both strength wise and like mentality wise, she wouldn't be able to, you know, to decide to chop off someone's finger. But at the same time, she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to have the skill to behead her enemies because she has the skill to work through their hearts and undo the changes that Stigma did. Fighting hand to hand is not Shy's strong suit. And I don't think that she can win it by getting into Stardust's heart and working through his childhood traumas, and or maybe she will. I don't know. Maybe that's how she wins. She somehow manages to give him psychotherapy, and he recalls his days as a child, and Shai works through that with him, and he's suddenly cured of psychopathy and falls down on the ground crying. Maybe, maybe. Who knows? But I genuinely think this is the only chance that Shai would have at winning. She's not physically strong. She's not gonna get physically strong this quickly. Maybe her just heart is gonna be strong enough to give her enough of a power to overpower Stardust and smack him in the face. I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't count on it though, if I'm to be honest. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh boy. So, Shy episode 3. Good episode. A little bit of slice of life that was needed. Honestly, it was needed. Shy and Iko, Teru and Iko rather, having some fun at the shopping mall. That was very much needed. So I like that we got that, and then now we are getting into the meat and potatoes, right? We learn more about Thigma. We know that he's gonna be more and more of a nuisance. We're gonna be trying to find ways to get rid of him or stop him in some other way. We are slowly entering the main arc of the show. I think, maybe. Yeah, I think that's it. Do I actually have anything more to say? I said it so many times, but I really like Iko. I really like her influence on Shai. It's gonna be so incredibly useful. Is it an issue that I have with this episode? It's not really. But one issue I would have is that Shai is to fight Stardust, and I don't think Unilord understands Shai's actual and true powers. I think she expects every single superhero to be physically strong and able to recklessly fight evil without taking into account that maybe there is another way. That maybe Tokuno Jutsu can be strong enough to actually solve that issue, and maybe Shai's biggest power is that Tokuno Jutsu. But I wonder if it's a mistake on Unilord's part, or is it a mistake on the writing part? I think it might have been Unilord's mistake. Or maybe not. Maybe not, because maybe fighting in a situation that is hopeless to Shai is going to awaken some latent powers inside of her or something. I don't know. This show really can go any which way. It's kind of hard to predict where exactly it's going to go, but I like the general direction. That much I can tell you. I really like the general direction. I think that's it. Yeah, it's gonna be an episode under an hour, maybe slightly above an hour, but that's all I had to say, apparently. But maybe you guys have something more to add. If so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. Spoilers go to my Discord here, also in the description below. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Shai, but also Magia Record, Helck, Frieren, Undead Girl Murder, Farce, and plenty of other shows that are coming at you in the future. I also stream sometimes, so click the bell to be notified of when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magic Record, and for just $1 you get a role onto Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me monetarily on YouTube itself via memberships, super thanks, stuff like that, also below. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without the Net, Decopo Survivor, Zayrainer, Shoshi, Akamancer, Fassel, David, Dr. Watermarsh, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to fight Stardust.